Hello guys, and welcome to Space Engineers. Today we're going to be going over a special treat. We're going to be looking at a mod for Space Engineers, which is the Forward Unto Dawn, which is a UNSC cruiser frigate in the Halo universe. If you're a Halo fan, you instantly remember what this is in Halo 3. It's a very cool mod, and it has a lot of contributors to it. I definitely want to be able to shout you guys out for this, and so I'll probably have a bunch of screenshots of the mod itself while I read the creators out. So let me get some shoutouts out of the way, because there are a lot of contributors to this mod, and I definitely want to contribute all the credit that I can possibly to this mod. It's an awesome mod. So for the small UNSC Forward Unto Dawn mod, obviously it was created by Unauthorized, and I'll have links in the description for all of these mod creators. There's also the Kolt Command Console Pack by Eikester, the Halo UNSC Mini Pack by Razortron, Halo Magnetic Accelerator Cannons, which if you don't know, that's the MAC cannons, the big guns, which is a stable mod modified by Razortron and Mr. Evan. Letters mod, which is by Darth Boimech. My bad there. Clean Glass by The Witch. Hyperion Systems Camera Overlay by Surge. And Battle Cannon and Turrets by Ryder. Those are all the mod contributors to this mod, and everything else is just the vanilla game. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and load it up right now. I'm actually going to do a new world. Am I? No, I'm not. I'm going to go to the workshop. So this is where it is over here. Small UNSC Forward Unto Dawn. So you just go ahead and copy it and load it. Make sure you have all the mods installed for it on the webpage, and I'll actually go ahead and put that in the description so you guys can have easy access to that. It has 8 different mods in it, but it's very worth it when you guys see it. Let's go ahead and load this up right now. Always love these quotes in Space Engineers. Space Engineers is a game that I used to play a lot on my old crummy little laptop, and it didn't run very well, and there's just been so much stuff added to it. They add stuff every single week, or bug fixes or something. There's always a lot of communication between the devs and the players, which is always a good thing. So here it is. Here she is, Forward Unto Dawn. You even have the text up there of like which brand it is and stuff. It's so cool. I really like this mod. So I guess we should start off looking at the back. We'll go ahead and pop in over here. As you can see, we have our nice little thrusters over here, and this door actually opens up on its own using this motion sensor. So we're just going to squeeze in here. You actually see some warthogs here in the back. This is actually causing the entire ship to actually rotate up like my screen is right now, but it's definitely definitely don't want to have that close on me. But these are definitely drivable, and you can actually ride them around, and it's a lot of fun. I definitely encourage you guys to look at the mod itself and not just what I'm putting up here. And I'm going to open this up. There's definitely a gas system in here. I'm just not going to regard that at all. We're just going to go swim through here. We have a little viewport over here, if I remember correctly. Yes, a nice little viewport down here to look at planet Earth. And it's, I guess it'd be like the Serengeti or something, the desert. So we'll come over here to the next layer, next couple layers. There's a lot of rooms in this ship, so I definitely don't want to get lost here. Ah, here it is, the hangar bay. This is the best part about this ship. It has all of these ships here. These are your like close quarters. What am I looking for? Atmospheric Hornets that could be able to go fight enemies and stuff. You also have 2 passenger bays here in case your allies had weapons. They could actually fire out the sides just like in the Halo games. And also you have these Pelicans, which these Pelicans are really best as troop transports. They don't actually have any weapons on them, although you can equip them on there if you want. They just have a little bit of issue with power. And you also have some transport possibilities there, so they're good for transport. And mainly just moving around in interstellar space and whatnot. So we'll go and move up to the bridge, or the pseudo bridge, I guess. This would be where your commanders would be, most parts. This is not actually the main bridge. We'll actually go up there in a second. We'll keep going over here. Again, disregarding all of the air, because who needs that? We'll keep moving up. Aha! Alright, so here is, I think, the bridge. There's a lot of space in there. It's a pretty big ship for what it is. And let's get in here. Alright, so here is our deck, as you can see right there. You see us in there. So yeah, here we are. We're ready to fire and do anything we want to do. We'll have to hit tab here. So we have two cameras here. The first camera being in the front and the very top, and the second one being just below it, underneath the Mac cannon. Speaking of which, we have a freaking Mac cannon. It's really powerful, and I'll show it off in a second. Another thing I want to show off is down here. Remember the Warthogs we had? We can actually deploy them on the ground. As you can see, we have little pistons down there moving them down. And let's actually... I haven't done this before. Let's go try that. And we have these doors right here leading just out of the command deck, so we'll just use those. I'm pretty sure I'm going to crash these terribly when I drop them down because I don't think they have any kind of gravity. No, they don't. So let's go ahead and do this. So let's turn power on, landing gear off. How do I do this? I believe I'm doing this incorrectly. I can turn it, but I can't drive it. I think it's the gravity, I'm not quite sure. But whatever. We'll deal with that later. So, we have our Warthogs there. Let's go ahead and deploy that inside the UNSC forward unto Dawn so it doesn't rip the ship apart when we start flying off. So, let me go ahead and do that. F and then 5. There we go. So, let me go ahead and deploy one of the Hornets as well, because this is a mod review and they have all these different ships in here. It'd be a shame not to do that. Also, we have these cannons up here that I'm pretty sure they auto-fire if they find enemies around. And this is closing for some reason. There we go. Please, work for me. I'm just moving back and forth in front of it twice. That's why I closed twice. It's not the actual game's fault. It's my fault. So, let's get one of these Hornets over here. Open up our door. And let's hop inside. Let's turn power on. And let's go ahead and unlock our gears. And let's go ahead and fly out of here. Now, the ship is moving slightly. That's why we did have a little bit of issue there getting out the hangar bay. But in space, we don't really have this issue. This ship is fairly maneuverable. You can do a lot with it, considering what it is. It's pretty minor. It's also, I believe it has heavy armor in it. So it can take a few hits. And speaking of taking a few hits, let's go ahead and try out our Mac cannon. Let's go ahead and center ourselves right in place. Having a little bit of issue right now, moving around too fast though, I will admit. Just because we don't really have any thrusters in the front. I did that a little poorly. Alright, so after a little bit of trouble moving that thing around, we're going to now get into our command deck up here. Our captain's quarters, I guess. Well, no, that'd be the living quarters. But this is definitely the deck where we would be firing this thing at. Now, this is our first camera here, and the Mac cannon is just underneath it, so I might have a little bit of trouble hitting this thing. Let's try this. So you just kind of have to wing it, basically. Let's go ahead and equip the Mac cannon, and I whiffed it. Okay. So I'm actually going to back up a little bit, just to give me a little bit more space to work with. And let's make sure we're actually not hitting the ground either. Nah, we should be good. Alright, let's try this again. Ready to fire? Lift it again. There we go. Boom. That thing got obliterated. That one shot just completely took out the ship entirely. There's nothing left in there. Alright, so let's actually go and hop out and well, do something a little bit special. That's a little Hornet. That's not a very big ship. It's not very intimidating, I wouldn't say. And let's try to get something a little bit bigger. Like another Forward Unto Dawn. So we'll go ahead and throw this bad boy over here towards the mountains. He's going to crash into the ground because it's a very heavy ship and it can't just be straight up like this. It just wouldn't really make sense. But we're going to do the best we can to try to balance him. Oop, didn't want to do that. So, let's go and place him down. Alright, he's going to go towards the ground. Game's lagging a little bit because there's so much going on right there with that ship. So let's go ahead and hop into our command deck again. Ooh, got worried that was going to be fired at or something. Alright, let's hop in here. Hop in. So, let's get our camera ready. Get our Mac cannon prepared. Ready, aim, fire. As you can see, the entire center of the ship, that was a hangar area, just obliterated. All the hornets and everything inside is gone. And there's catastrophic failure inside right now. It's knocking over trees and everything. This is just disastrous. So I think we're ready to fire again. We are. And we just took out most of the reactor bays and everything else. So 2 shots completely destroyed the ship. Took out everything, including the beacon. There's nothing left on the ship other than maybe the Mac cannon, but it doesn't even have any power on it. 1 last shot, hit the ground, missed it completely. GG. As you can see, this is a pretty powerful ship. It can enter space as well. It's not super maneuverable when it is in space, but it's definitely viable for that. It also has a jump drive I did not mention earlier. My number 6 there, right here, this is a jump drive that I can use in space. So, if you guys enjoyed the video, let me know, and I can do some more mods as well. If you guys have any mods that you think is really cool, and you would like me to spotlight, then I would definitely like to do that, and including some more Space Engineers content, because this is a really cool game. It just got a little overwhelming for me at the time, and also I had a less than ideal PC to play this game, so I couldn't really do that much with it. So now I'm in a little bit better position, and I can put out some Space Engineers content. So if you enjoyed it, let me know, and as always guys, stay classy out there.